Coming up, celebs go all out for the 2021 Grammys red carpet. Dua,
Mwah.
Doja,
We have some tape up here, some tape down here, and some tape on my back. It's everywhere.
DaBaby,
Maybe a pandemic, but you were coming.
Absolutely,
right?
they're gonna see this.
and so many more.
I think it adds a couple pounds to me, at least 5 to 7.
We're recapping the glam that blew us away, plus the behind-the-scenes style secrets you won't find anywhere else.
Just get ready.
Our Grammys fashion recap starts now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to ET Live's The Download. I'm Denny Directo. The 2021 Grammy Awards gave us the concert fix we've been craving this year, but also gave us some amazing fashion to fawn over. To break down all of our favorite style standouts, I have an amazing panel of guests, including celebrity stylist Brett Allen Nelson, who styled 3 people at the Grammys last night. Are you tired, Brett?
I'm exhausted, but I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. Also, we have ET Styles senior producer Marissa Runyon. Marissa, we also had a late night last night.
We did, but you know what? It was worth it because this was a real award show. I was so here for it.
I know. Let's get right into it. There's so many looks to talk about, including Dua Lipa, who's one of the first looks I saw of the night. You know, with this fashion-forward kind of nod to Cher, she has become our future nostalgic fantasy. This red carpet look is Versace. We saw it throughout the night when she collected her Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Album. And like I mentioned, there are a lot of comparisons to Cher from the Grammys back in 1974. And E.T.'s very own Kevin Frazier actually got a chance to catch up with Dua ahead of the Grammy ceremony to talk about the inspiration for her look.
Butterflies have had like a lot of symbolism for me this year.
Yeah.
And it's actually got a lot of symbolism for Versace too, so it was really cool to get to come together and make something cute.
You know, we love when fashion tells a story, right, Brett? What do you think she was trying to say with this look?
I mean, she always sticks with Versace, which I kind of love. It always like transcends with her and every moment that she does. But it's beautiful. Versace always does amazing things for her, and she looks like a legend. And obviously, there's a lot of inspo from Cher, but I love every piece of it. She's so hot.
She's so hot, and the inches on that hair, Chris Appleton snapped. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Marissa, did you catch that 1970s Cher vibe?
I did. I was here for it. She was like enviable the whole night. I love. I'm just a sucker for a performance look that starts fully clothed and ends basically naked. I love it so much. So
Love a
her
reveal.
performance looks were chef's kiss. I mean, the big voluminous cape and just whittling it down to just this like little sparkly top and like panty was, again, like you said, so hot, so Cher, so modern at the same time. I was absolutely here for this. She gave us everything we wanted in a performance look. And it was just, like she said, she talks so much about happiness and happiness being a huge theme of her year and a huge theme of her music. And you could see that in her performance looks, just bright pink, sparkly, shiny happiness.
We love a good costume reveal, but I also appreciated the nod to her album, Future Nostalgia. It was a nice way to kind of like, you know, put a punctuation mark and an exclamation mark, I should say, on this era for her. But let's move on to Megan Thee Stallion, who also had a huge night. She won 3 Grammys last night, her first time ever. But she gave us that classy, bougie bombshell moment on the red carpet in this Dolce & Gabbana. I mean, she looks like a star. I feel like there is a lot of pressure going into your very first Grammys. Brett, how did you feel that she pulled this off, this red carpet look for her Grammys debut? Was it unexpected for you?
I didn't know what to expect from Meg, but she looks super beautiful. Again, she's paying reference to a legend. This is very Marilyn Monroe, diamonds are a girl's best friend, but in orange, which is such a beautiful color on her. I mean, she looks hot and her waist is cinched. Eric Archibald killed it with her. She looks beautiful.
It's almost unfair how effortless it looks too, huh, Marissa?
It is. And you know, the thing that struck me at first was the color, because the silhouette is so classic, but Meg is so loud and bold and fun that I'm so glad she wore a color that matched that about herself, even as she's, you know, giving us the more elegant, you know, lady side of her on the red carpet. I thought this was perfect. And I actually I forgot it was her first Grammys, because I feel like we've been seeing her so much and we see her on carpets that, you know, it's amazing to me that she has never been to the Grammys before like this.
I know, but she really showed out and made a huge impression on us
Mhm.
just with that dress alone. And it looked so good when she was accepting that Grammy standing next to
Mhm.
Beyonce. Like somehow they didn't look like Halloween colors, black and white. It just worked, you know? But let's talk about her performance looks too, because this one struck me. I love a showgirl moment. And kind of like with Dua Lipa, it started with like a cape and like the headdress, and it came down to this. Brett, what were your thoughts on her performance costumes?
I mean, I think it's great. Meg always puts on a show, and she's got a lot of body yada yada. So she definitely showed it off. And I mean, down to the tap dancers, to the guys in the Nikes, it was a really cool moment, and it was, as you guys said, a huge night for her.
And it was such a different look than what we saw when she performed WAP with Cardi B. I think she aligned
Mhm.
with the theme of Cardi's futuristic kind of like robot moment, the metallics. I was living for this too. I mean, she did not do any wrong here, right, Marissa?
I totally agree. I was so excited for this whole moment with Cardi between the giant stripper shoe and their metallic looks. They're custom by Ray Ortiz. They were just so cool, so beautiful, and like props to them for managing to sing this very X-rated song on
Yeah.
national television. I was like, how are they going to pull this off? But they did, and it was super sexy, and they looked amazing doing it.
Right. Switching gears now to a look that I felt was so emblematic of what you should wear to the Grammys because it was fierce and fearless. And I'm talking about Doja Cat, who of course was styled by Brett Ellen Nelson. Brett, you had such a busy night. Like I said, 3 clients at the Grammys. There's 2 very different looks that you styled for Doja last night. She told us about how fiercely creative you guys are. How did you guys come up with this concept?
I mean, we're moving into a new album cycle with Doja, which is called Planet Her, and so we definitely keep the idea of futurism in our mind frame without looking like the campy Pinterest future board. I knew when we got the offers for Grammys that I wanted to go with my friend Fausto Puglisi, who just took over Cavalli. And I gave him some keywords, and we talked about the idea of future and color and being tough and sexy. And he brought this motorcycle like future queen to us, and when Doja saw it, she knew that was the look.
I would love to know what your first reaction was once she was out of the makeup chair, her hair was in, and like it just came out the door. What was your first reaction?
I always feel like I have a huge smile on my face with Doja because she's like my little sister at this point.
Yeah.
So like when she comes in just like in her Izzy Miyake pants and sweats, like when she's all glammed up and done, I just have a huge smile to my face because I'm so proud of her, and she's worked so hard to be where she is now. So, I just had a big ass smile on my face. Sorry for
Well, keep
cursing.
that. No, please keep that smile going because she shared that same sentiment with ET's Caltine Night at rehearsals last week. Take a look.
Working with Brett is a blessing. He's incredible. Like he's like a genie. Like I always say, he can like pull anything out of my dreams and nightmares and everything that I've ever, thought of. So he nailed this one. Like he does with everything. He put a lampshade on my head one time. I'll never forget. Never.
Come on.
Oh, I'm
love
such
that.
a sap. Like she makes me cry because like she's so sweet. I've obviously seen this interview, and the first time I saw it, I had a tear in my eye because it's like we've worked so hard, and I'm so
Yes.
proud of her.
And especially because the Grammys is such a huge moment too. So when you
Yeah.
see your friend really shine and you helped her get there, like it's awesome to take it in. Marissa, what did
Yeah,
you
it's
think
a
of her
big
2 looks
time.
last night?
I loved her performance look, and I especially love when a performance look is so different from what we see them in on the carpet. She looked so fierce, so cool in this. I want to hear more about how you created this look, because this was a custom Jean Paul Gaultier, and it's like her face was just shining through. It's like you almost didn't see anything else except her beautiful face. It was just so cool.
Yeah, that's what we really wanted. I mean, again, we're moving into this very future world, and Gautier, I've been such a massive fan of since I was so young, and we've been very lucky to be using things for upcoming projects and also to have this amazing custom moment. And I told them I wanted it made in vinyl, which they kind of questioned at first because it's not a very Gautier fabric to use, but the house is so happy, and like I'm still pinching myself that Jean Paul Gaultier made us a custom look.
Oh, it was so sick. And I have to ask for some tea, Brett. Knowing what you know about future Doja in this next album cycle, what can you tell us or how would you describe it? What can you tease?
I mean, you guys aren't ready. We really want to send like shuttle tickets to everyone to come to Planet
Yes.
Her. We're really creating futurism in a new light because I think, as I mentioned before, like if you Google futuristic fashion, it's always the same thing. We see silver chrome and metal. We're really trying to flip the switch and recreate the idea of what futurism is. And everything I do with Doja, I try to stay in our own lane. Like we obviously pay homage to the greats. Like she's a massive Nicki Minaj stan and I love Nicki. So there's always a bit of inspiration from those heavy rap girls, but we always try to be original and iconic in our own way.
Consider our bags packed, all right? I'm booking a one-way ticket to Planet Her right after we wrap here
Yes,
tonight,
please.
okay? All right, moving on. Someone who really showed up but also was a thirst trap, Harry Styles. A lot of people were talking about Harry and all of his looks at the Grammys, including this performance look. This is Gucci. He also rocked Gucci for the red carpet. A big night for him as well. He won his first Grammy, beating out his ex, Taylor Swift, for Best Pop Solo Performance. But she definitely cheered him on. His friend Lizzo backstage was hugging him and loving up on him. Everyone was having a Harry Styles moment. But I got to tell you, I think Trevor Noah described the allure of Harry Styles best last night. Take a look.
Ladies, you better watch out, because he'll steal your heart and your dress, and he'll look damn good doing it. Give it up for Harry Styles.
Marissa, I'm going to start with you. That was on point. But a lot has been said about Harry last night and his performance looks, his whole looks altogether. He sets the bar really high. Do you feel like the moment lived up to your style expectations of Harry Styles?
Yes, 100%. Now, I've been on the Harry Styles train like only for a couple years. I wasn't on it on the One Direction years. I've jumped on recently. So I'm loving what he's doing through his personal style. And a lot of the times in the past, recent appearances, we've seen him be really over the top and really taking risks and trying more feminine pieces and all sorts of things. But I really loved the pared back look that he gave us last night. I mean, the performance look couldn't have been hotter. I'm sorry. The amount of times I had to like stop what I was doing and just watch him. It was so perfectly pared down. I love that he had no shirt on. He looked so cool. He had this like old school like rock star Mick Jagger thing going on. Just super hot and really unexpected. I mean, the feather boas, I know they were polarizing. I think they look like fur actually, not feathers, but I was really into it. I thought it was very cool and unexpected and kind of irreverent. And that's the fun side of his style that I really love and appreciate.
I gotta be honest with you guys. I am a huge Harry Styles fan. I love how much he pushes boundaries, especially in fashion. Like that whole Vogue spread, I was living for. But last night, I could not deal with the boa. I just couldn't. I felt like it was out of place. I felt like he pulled it out of the back of his closet. Like that Grinch fur did not do it for me. When he took it off and he was wearing that shirtless leather Gucci suit, I was on a watermelon sugar high. Brett, what did you think of the boas?
I honestly love that they changed every time he was on camera. It was a different color boa every single time. And even closer to the end of the show, and maybe I made this up in my mind, but I swear he was in the same suit, but his boa changed colors like 3 different times. Harry Styles is so cool. I want to be Harry Styles.
Yeah. I want to be with
So
Harry
do
Styles.
Well, same. I mean, if that's an option.
Maybe I can convince him to change out the feather boas. I mean, I don't want to change him, but I just was on the fence about it. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm not going to lie.
I'll take him with the boas, so I get first option, it seems.
I think you're going to have to fight Olivia Wilde for that one.
I'll take you down, Olivia.
There you go. Now, we can't talk about fun Grammys fashion without talking about Taylor Swift, who brought some folklore florals. Oh, I said it. I got through it. I did it at the Grammys last night in this custom Oscar de la Renta for her red carpet. I mean, Brett, florals for spring? Was it groundbreaking for you?
Oh, groundbreaking. Listen, this is a different look that we haven't seen Taylor in, and it's sexy. Fernando at Oscar de la Renta always does something really special and beautiful. I love it. I think she looks beautiful, and she's not aged at all.
Oh my gosh, it's so true, and I love that it was so symbolic also of this folklore era, but it was an elevated look than what we've been used to during quarantine at the Grammys. We also got some behind the scenes of the making of the dress, and obviously a lot of detail and work went into this garment. Marissa, what were your thoughts? Was it enough? Was it just enough or not enough?
I think it was just enough. Like you said, it goes perfectly with the theme of her album and her music right now. And I love when artists take into account where they're at musically and where they are in their creative headspace and translate that into what they wear on the red carpet. So I thought this was delicate and pretty, and she looked like she was literally plucked from a field of flowers. And I'm just a huge fan of Oscar de la Renta as well. I think the work that Fernando and Kim do is so beautiful. Fernando and Laura. And this dress actually today, it's now available online. You can actually buy this dress if you have a cool $9,000 to spare. This dress popped up today. So I mean, I've rarely or ever seen that happen before, where literally someone wears something on the carpet and then you can buy it. Right. But this is the day and age we're in.
I can't afford it, so I'm just going to watch from afar. I do appreciate that dress, though. But moving on to perhaps the most meme-worthy look at the Grammys, courtesy of Noah Cyrus. Brett, let's talk about this look that you styled. She was the first one to wear this couture creation by Schiaparelli. And I know Noah has spoken a lot recently about setting herself apart from her sister, Miley. Was that all something you guys considered when working on this look with her?
The Cyrus family is such an iconic family, and Miley has done some amazing looks through her whole entire career. But when it came to Noah and when she asked me to do this, I really wanted to do something special for her. And I immediately reached out to Schiaparelli. And the moment that they said yes, I told Noah it was our look, because nothing else we could have done would have been as big as a moment as this look.
I mean, you could see it in the audience when they were handing out the trophy for Best New Artist. I'm like, is she blocking any cameras? You knew Noah Cyrus was right there, and I thought that was such a moment. Marissa, what did you make of it?
I'm just a sucker for a couture moment. And I love seeing people take risks and plucking something straight from the runway and wearing it on the red carpet. I thought she looked like an angel in a cloud, and it was so beautiful. She looked so fresh-faced. She just looked like literally an angel. Brett, I think this was such a home run.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That was like fashion, amazing. Speaking of fashion, someone who I thought was like a breakout fashion star, or in this case, baby, was DaBaby last night. I'm really excited to talk about this. He was wearing Dolce & Gabbana on the red carpet, as well as for his performance. And obviously at the Grammys, you want to bring the fashion, you want to bring out some looks. This was so unexpected to me, and because it just felt so editorial. And I'm like, is he the new face of Dolce & Gabbana? Because he should be. Like, it was just, I was so impressed by it. What do you guys think this means for his fashion moment moving forward in the rest of his career?
I think it would be a huge power move for Dolce to have him be the face of the company. I mean, he's such a cool guy, and it feels sleek. It feels different than everybody else or every other male at the award show. It's a really cool moment and accessorized perfect.
Was this look unexpected to you, Marissa?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect from DaBaby, but I loved it because of all these same reasons. It was rich, it was interesting, the accessories were beautiful. I love that he went with a full head to toe look, and I love that he coordinated with his mom. There was his mom with him on the carpet, and he had such a beautiful family moment. And he also wanted to take his daughter to the awards last night, but since due to COVID restrictions, he couldn't. So he set up a red carpet at home, and he had a custom-made dress for her so she could have her red carpet moment. I thought the whole thing, I mean, between the look on him and his family and this family moment, it was everything for me.
All perfectly coordinated. And in fact, ET's Kevin Frazier talked to DaBaby ahead of the Grammys about those matching hats with his mom.
Tell me about the hats real quick.
Oh man, Keith James, shout out to my boy Keith and James. Yes, my mother has on the mustard yellow with the red underlay. Complimenting her Dolce & Gabbana custom handmade dress, along with the Dolce & Gabbana clutch bag and the Dolce & Gabbana shoes. And mine's is, it's green with the red up under there. As you can see what I'm saying. I got it. Yeah,
it may be a pandemic, but you were coming.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm telling you, my new favorite fashion star. I stan.
Yeah, he's so slick.
We didn't even get into his performance look, which was also so amazing and completely different.
Right, the whole white.
And the accessories.
And the accessories, he turned it out. Look at him right there. Such a handsome film. I can't wait to see what he A+. Let's now go to Brett's third client at the Grammys, Lizzo. I feel like if I was a celebrity stylist, I would want to style someone like Lizzo. Her personality and also just her style. Like, she is so fun. Brett, you know, you've worked with Lizzo for several award shows now. What's your process like working with her to create a custom look and also a moment like this one last night?
As you said, Lizzo is so fun. I mean, she exudes happiness. And so every time I enter a new project with her, I still want that to show. And she told me when we were coming up with the idea for these looks that she wanted to feel like an icon. She wanted it to be sexy. And I knew in that moment I wanted to reach out to Olivier at Balmain. And I love these looks. The colors of them are bright. They're happy. It's not too much because, you know, she's a presenter. We didn't want to go super crazy. She just wanted to look sexy. And I think that is that.
She looks so sexy, but I do have a question because she was presenting, she wasn't performing. And, you know, you typically see presenters in just one look. She rocked two. So did she want to? Was that always the plan, or were there two dresses you guys just couldn't choose from?
Well, I had them do two dresses for us because I always want an option. I don't want to just be stuck with one thing. And she was obsessed with both of them. And she wanted to do a switch over to this pink dress for the presenting.
Yeah.
And then her little Marilyn moment there.
Oh, she rocked that lip sync on that reel. I saw that. I also love the accessories. How fun was it to see Lizzo, especially because she also presented the first award of the night?
I'm sorry, I missed your question.
No, I was asking Marissa, how fun was it to see Lizzo at the Grammys in two looks? Because of course she also presented that first award of the night.
I live for somebody who wants to do a change up because I think it's so much fun. Like you're going to the Grammys. If you have two dresses, wear them. I love that she did that. I thought she looked like a prom queen. I thought she just looked exactly like you'd want her to. Fun, happy, light, bright. I'm just such a huge fan, and I love every time you see her, you feel the happiness come off of her. You really do. Absolutely. And it's so amazing to hear, Brett, that she's just like that in real life.
I believe that.
She's the best.
Finally, let's talk about some A+ accessories last night. Billie Eilish, her performance look was this headpiece, and then also the red carpet look had like the bucket hat. Brett, what did you think? Did you feel like she's finally starting to break out a little bit from what we're used to seeing from her at these events?
I don't know. I think this feels like classic Billie to me. Like it still fits into the world of things that we've seen her do. Billie's so cool. I mean, I want all her wardrobe. Minus the big nails, I want all that wardrobe.
I know she really rocks the nails. What did you make of her accessories last night, Marissa?
Again, I loved what she had on. Again, I'm such a Billie fan. I loved her performance look. I thought that was kind of fun and different. I loved her headpiece there. I would love to see her ditch the green. I loved how in the beginning of her career, she was kind of changing her hair a lot. She was blue, and then she got darker, and then she kind of changed it. She's really committed to the green roots. We've seen it for a long time on her. I would love to see her change it up. But you know what? I don't want to tell her not to be her, because I love her for who she is. But, you know, I also love to see people take risks and change things. So I'm here for a hair change, Billie.
I feel like I'm seeing baby steps with her evolution when it comes to style, but also she's just someone who stays so true to herself, like you said. But the thing that we also need to recognize is how much she coordinated with her brother Phineas for both looks, for the performance, also when they were accepting that Grammy for Record of the Year. I love a coord moment, especially between siblings. It just worked, you know?
Yeah, they have such a special relationships too. So it doesn't, if they weren't coordinating, I feel like that would be weird. So they really make that happen perfectly.
I feel like I could be part of the family now that I'm wearing this pink today.
I was going to say, you could jump right in there.
Right. Well, we can't talk accessories without talking about the one we saw consistently throughout the night, which were masks. There were so many celebrities wearing masks last night, and a lot of them coordinated with their outfits. Who did it the best for you, Marissa? Let's start with you. Do you have a favorite mask?
Ooh, you know what? I've got to go with Taylor Swift, because that was a beautifully embroidered, perfectly coordinated mask that literally took the fabric from her dress. I mean, a lot of people did that, the same fabric, but for some reason, that one for me just was so beautiful. I loved it.
Brett, with Doja, did you guys coordinate that? Were you thinking about the mask when you were styling the whole look?
We for sure did. I wanted her to look like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. It looks so
She's like,
sick.
final fight.
That's exactly right. For me, Beyonce, we haven't talked about Beyonce yet, but I was like, is she wearing an N95 mask with this look? Only she could make this look so good. She had this mask and with the sunglasses and the long leather gloves with the nails and the earrings, it all just worked together. So I have to give my girl Queen Bee, who made history last night at the Grammys, a shout out for looking so effortless and yet so chic.
She almost looked like she was trying to be incognito.
Right, exactly. She was trying to be a little incognito, but we saw her and we're glad she's there. Brett, we're so glad you joined us today. Marissa, as always, thank you guys so much for talking fashion. There's so much more to talk over at etonline.com/style, but we'll see you guys tomorrow with a new episode of The Download. Bye, everyone.